Many people over 60 believe that keeping memory sharp depends mainly on pills or prescriptions. But here's a surprising truth. Something as simple as a pear, a fruit you can find in nearly every supermarket, can quietly support your brain and help lower stroke risk. The signals that circulation to the brain is weakening often appear earlier than we expect. Forgetting names more often, struggling to stay focused on a conversation, or feeling lightheaded when standing up are not just random inconveniences. They can be signs that the vessels feeding the brain are under stress. Left unchecked, those changes increase the chance of stroke. That's why today we are shining the spotlight on a drink made from pear and a touch of fresh ginger. This combination blends gentle sweetness with natural circulation support, making it both enjoyable and protective for the brain. And before we dive in, I'd love for you to join me in spreading these tips. Hit the like button if brain health matters to you, share this video with a friend who might need it, and subscribe so you never miss practical advice that keeps us stronger and sharper after 60. Biting into a crisp pear on a cool fall morning feels refreshing, but what it does inside the body is far more important than the sweet taste on your tongue. Pears are loaded with fiber and vitamin C, two nutrients that quietly work together to keep blood vessels strong and flexible. For seniors, that matters because the condition of blood vessels directly influences brain health and stroke risk. Fiber in pears helps in more than one way. Soluble fiber binds with cholesterol in the digestive tract, carrying it out of the body instead of letting it build up in the arteries. Lower cholesterol means less strain on vessel walls and a lower chance of dangerous blockages forming. For older adults, whose vessels may already be stiffening with age, that small daily help is valuable protection. Vitamin C adds another layer of support. As a powerful antioxidant, it reduces oxidative stress, the same process that makes metal rust over time. In blood vessels, oxidative stress weakens the delicate inner lining and makes it easier for inflammation and plaque to set in. By neutralizing free radicals, vitamin C helps vessels stay resilient and elastic so they can deliver blood to the brain more smoothly. A long-term study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults with higher vitamin C intake had healthier vascular function and lower incidence of stroke. The researchers concluded that diets rich in fruits, like imagine standing up quickly and feeling dizzy for a moment, that sensation often reflects vessels that can't adjust fast enough. Over time, those small lapses point to deeper issues with circulation. Regularly eating pears or drinking them in juice like this recipe supplies fiber and vitamin C in a form the body can use right away, helping those vessels respond more steadily. Another point worth noting is how gentle pears are for digestion. Unlike some acidic fruits, pears are naturally mild and hydrating, making them a comfortable choice for seniors. Their high water content also adds hydration, which is another piece of the circulation puzzle. When the body is well hydrated, blood flows more easily, reducing the chance of clots or sluggish circulation that can harm the brain. All of this makes pears more than a fall fruit. They are a year-round ally for vascular health, available in fresh form during the season and in juice or canned varieties at other times. For seniors who want a simple step to protect the brain, pears provide both accessibility and effectiveness. So here's the thought to carry forward every time we choose a pear. We are doing more than enjoying a sweet snack. We are giving our blood vessels the fiber and vitamin C they need to stay strong, which in turn protects memory and lowers stroke risk. There are days when your hands or feet feel colder than usual, even when the room temperature seems comfortable. That sensation often comes from sluggish circulation. Blood simply is not moving as efficiently as it should. This is where ginger, a root used in kitchens around the world, can quietly make a difference. Ginger contains active compounds called gingerols and shogaols. These natural chemicals have been studied for their ability to improve blood flow and reduce inflammation in vessel walls. For seniors, that means ginger helps blood travel more smoothly, delivering oxygen and nutrients to the brain and lowering the chance of tiny clots that can cause strokes. One study published in the journal Thrombosis Research found that ginger had natural antiplatelet effects, meaning it gently reduced the tendency of blood cells to clump together. That translates to a lower risk of clot formation, which is one of the main causes of ischemic stroke. Unlike medications, ginger's effect is milder, but when included regularly in the diet, it provides steady support. Ginger also helps reduce systemic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is like a slow-burning fire inside the blood vessels, gradually wearing them down and making them prone to blockage. By calming that inflammation, ginger helps preserve vessel flexibility and keep circulation strong. This has direct benefits for brain health because steady circulation ensures memory and focus remain sharp. Think about the way ginger warms the body when you drink it in tea. That warmth is not just a feeling, it reflects the way ginger stimulates blood flow. Seniors who include ginger in drinks often notice fewer dizzy spells when standing, less stiffness, and an overall sense of energy. These are small but meaningful changes in daily life. However, ginger is not about the more, the better, because it has a stimulating effect. Too much ginger can irritate the stomach, especially for those with acid reflux or gastritis. That is why moderation matters. In this pear drink, 2 or 3 thin slices of fresh ginger are enough to bring out its benefits without overwhelming the system. Diluting the drink with extra water is also an option for anyone with a sensitive stomach. The beauty of this recipe is that ginger blends with pear naturally. The mild sweetness of the fruit balances ginger's sharp edge, creating a drink that feels refreshing and soothing at the same time. It is far easier to maintain a health habit when the flavor is enjoyable. So let's leave this point with a clear reminder. Ginger is not just a spice. It is a gentle circulation booster that helps keep the brain well supplied with blood and lowers the risk of stroke. When you combine a crisp pear with a few slices of fresh ginger, something interesting happens. The pear brings gentle sweetness and hydration, while the ginger adds warmth and energy. Together, they form a balance that supports both the heart and the brain more effectively than either could do on its own. On a nutritional level, pears provide fiber and vitamin C, which strengthen vessel walls and keep circulation steady. Ginger steps in with its compounds that stimulate blood flow and calm inflammation. When paired, they complement one another. The pear protecting the structure of the vessels, and the ginger helping blood move through them smoothly. For the brain, that means not only better delivery of oxygen and nutrients, but also less risk of blockages that can trigger a stroke. Research on diet and vascular health has shown that combinations of fruits and spices often lead to stronger outcomes than single foods. One analysis in Frontiers in Pharmacology noted that polyphenols from fruit and bioactive compounds from spices can act on different parts of the same pathway, resulting in greater improvements in blood circulation. This is exactly the kind of synergy we see when pears and ginger come together in one drink. But beyond the science, there is also something practical about the pairing. Pears are mild and cooling. Ginger is sharp and warming. Mixed into a drink, the flavors balance out beautifully, making the recipe pleasant to drink day after day. And as we know, the best health habit is the one we actually enjoy enough to repeat. Imagine this balance working inside the body. The pear cushions and protects the vessels, while the ginger nudges the blood along, like 2 partners sharing the same task. That shared effort is what gives the drink its special power, not extreme, not instant, but steady. Dependable support for brain circulation. The lesson here is simple. Putting the right foods together can turn everyday ingredients into real allies for long-term health. A pear alone is good. Ginger alone is helpful. But when you let them work side by side, the result is greater than the sum of their parts. So next time you think about making a healthy choice, consider this small duet in a glass. A pear and a touch of ginger are simple, accessible, and surprisingly powerful for protecting memory and reducing stroke risk. Now I'd love to hear from you. If you had to choose, Would you prefer a drink that leans sweeter from the pear or spicier with more ginger? Your answer might help others find their own favorite balance. The value of any healthy recipe lies in how easily it can fit into daily life. A drink may sound impressive on paper, but it only brings results when preparation feels simple, enjoyable, and safe enough to keep up week after week. Fortunately, this pear and ginger drink checks all those boxes. The process begins with one ripe pear. Wash it well, remove the seeds, and cut it into pieces. Place the slices in a juicer or blender with about 200 milliliters of clean water. Once the juice is ready, add 2 to 3 thin slices of fresh ginger. You don't need to grind the ginger into paste. Just bruise it lightly so its beneficial oils are released. Stir the mixture gently, and if you like a cooler version, add a few ice cubes before drinking. The result is a glass that feels both refreshing and lightly warming at the same time. A few details matter in making the drink safe and effective for seniors. First, portion size 1 glass per day is plenty. More than that does not increase the benefit, and in fact may put unnecessary stress on the stomach. Second, timing drinking it in the morning provides hydration and circulation support to start the day, while an afternoon glass can help steady energy levels and sharpen focus. The important thing is to avoid drinking it too late at night, since ginger can be mildly stimulating. For those with sensitive digestion, there are easy adjustments. Reducing the ginger to just 1 thin slice makes the flavor milder and gentler on the stomach. Another option is to enjoy the drink after meals rather than on an empty stomach, which lowers the chance of irritation. If the flavor still feels too sharp, simply dilute the juice with extra water until it suits your taste. This recipe also offers flexibility. Some prefer it chilled with ice, others enjoy it gently warmed, especially on cooler evenings. Either way, the nutrients remain effective, and because pears are naturally sweet, there is no need for added sugar. Leaving it out is not just a matter of calories. It keeps the vessels healthier and ensures the drink continues to protect rather than harm. Circulation. Making the drink can even become part of a pleasant daily ritual. Taking a few minutes to prepare the pear, slice the ginger, and stir the glass creates a pause in the day. A moment of care that seniors often find grounding. Over time, this small practice adds up not only in nutrients, but in the steady rhythm of a health habit that becomes second nature. The message here is clear: success lies in the details. Keep the portion moderate, adapt the ginger to your comfort, and enjoy the drink regularly without excess. These are the small steps that allow a simple recipe to become a safe, long-term support for memory and stroke prevention. Every fruit has its season, and pears truly shine in the fall. In the United States, especially in the Northwest states of Oregon and Washington, autumn means pear orchards heavy with fruit. These regions produce some of the highest quality pears in the country, and by the time September and October roll around, markets are filled with fresh, crisp varieties that are both affordable and easy to find. For seniors, this timing could not be better. Eating with the season carries advantages beyond taste. Fruits picked at peak ripeness tend to have higher levels of vitamins and antioxidants compared to those harvested early for storage. This means that fall pears may offer the best nutritional value of the year, delivering fiber and vitamin C right when our bodies prepare for colder months. A pear and ginger drink made in autumn takes advantage of this natural rhythm, aligning the body's needs with what the season provides. Availability is another practical point. During fall, pears are not only abundant in supermarkets, but also often sold at farmers' markets. Buying from local growers can mean fresher produce and, in many cases, better prices. For seniors who enjoy community activities, visiting a market can turn the act of buying pears into a pleasant outing, reinforcing the idea that health can be tied to social connection. Of course, the usefulness of this recipe doesn't end when fall passes. While fresh pears are most abundant in autumn, they are also available year-round in U.S. stores, thanks to careful storage and distribution. This ensures that seniors can keep the habit going without interruption. Ginger, being a hardy root, is available year-round as well, which means the drink can remain a consistent part of a healthy lifestyle. The affordability of pears also matters. Compared to many superfoods that come with a high price tag, pears are budget-friendly, making them accessible for seniors living on fixed incomes. This balance of cost and benefit makes the pear and ginger drink a sustainable choice, not a once-in-a-while luxury. There's also something comforting about knowing a fruit is tied to the place where you live. For those in the Pacific Northwest, pears are part of local heritage, and including them in a health routine can feel like honoring that connection. Even for those living outside pear-growing states, enjoying a seasonal fruit ties us to a tradition that spans communities across the country. So what does this mean in practical terms? It means that seniors do not need to chase exotic ingredients or complicated recipes. Right in the heart of autumn, when pears are plentiful, they can use what is at hand to support brain health and lower stroke risk. And by keeping pears in the kitchen throughout the year, this seasonal habit can transform into a steady, long-term practice. We've now walked through every part of this simple pear and ginger recipe, and it's time to gather the lessons together. Pears showed us how fiber and vitamin C protect vessel walls, keeping circulation steady and lowering the chance of damage that leads to stroke. Ginger reminded us of the power of natural roots, boosting blood flow and easing inflammation so the brain receives what it needs to stay sharp. When combined, these two ingredients created more than just a refreshing drink. They formed a partnership, one protecting and one energizing, to keep brain circulation resilient. The preparation turned out to be straightforward, with small adjustments for comfort, showing how easy it is to build into a daily routine. And finally, the season of pears in the US gave us the perfect moment to start. While their year-round availability ensures this habit can continue without interruption. Altogether, the message is simple. Supporting memory and reducing stroke risk doesn't always require complicated solutions. Sometimes it's a matter of choosing what grows close to us, preparing it wisely, and enjoying it with consistency. One gentle reminder: if you have a sensitive stomach or a chronic health condition, reduce the ginger, enjoy the drink after meals, and always check with your doctor before making it a daily habit. This is meant to support health, not replace medical care. Now I'd love for you to take this step into practice. Try making the pear and ginger drink this week. Notice how it feels when you add it to your day. Then share your experience in the comments. Your story could be the encouragement someone else needs. And if this video gave you something useful, don't forget to like, share it with a friend, and subscribe so you'll always have the tools to stay sharper and healthier well beyond 60.